Israel Vazquez, Rafael Marquez. They share common bonds, their values, and dedication to their craft.
Es rápido, es rápido, es rápido. ¡Ay! ¡Vamos a ganar! ¡Vamos a ganar!
They have both been recognized for their skills and courage. They have both won world titles and accolades. Twice they stepped into the ring to face each other in 2007. They created a combustible combination and a rivalry for the ages. Tonight, the ferocity.
Down goes Marquez. Vazquez is hurt.
The skill.
Relentless attack. Look at Marquez fighting back.
And the drama of boxing's best rivalry continues. Vazquez versus Marquez 3.
Are flying, firing bombs. Big action here. What a heavy right hand. It's all over. We've got a new champion.
We're 2 days shy of the one-year anniversary of the first Vazquez-Marquez slugfest. Tonight, we return to the same location to settle the score in a memorable boxing trilogy. This is the tennis venue at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California, 13 miles south of downtown Los Angeles. And yes, this crowd is revved up and ready for more spectacular action. And that's exactly what Israel Vazquez and Rafael Marquez have promised again. The fighters and the fans supercharged for the continuation of this dream matchup. Tonight, the highly awaited tiebreaker. Vazquez-Marquez 3 is here for the WBC Super Bantamweight title. It's fight night under the cloudy sky in Southern California. Hello again, everybody. Steve Albert from Carson, California. This the start of a monster month on Showtime, featuring mega events on Showtime Championship Boxing, Elite XC, and Showbox. We begin with the rubber match of a rivalry that could rank with the greatest trilogies in boxing history. The rematch, not only the Ring Magazine Fight of the Year, but also included the Round of the Year. Israel Vazquez and Rafael Marquez represent the very best of boxing. Both are technically gifted and dedicated warriors who are willing to test themselves against top-shelf competition. But who is the better of these two? The scoreboard stands at 1 win apiece, and because of the ferocity of their first two title fights, tonight's bout is among the most eagerly anticipated matchups of the year. And with that, let me bring on my ringside partner, Al Bernstein. And now, has the rivalry produced mutual respect or mutual dislike?
You know, we're asked that question a lot because of how hard fought these fights have been. It's definitely mutual respect. You know, in this day and age in sports of trash talking and posturing being the norm, these two fighters really represent a refreshing change from all of that, that's for sure. These two men have battled as fiercely as anyone ever could, but yet they continue to recognize their opponent's value as an athlete and also as a person. And they found a way to be confident without being arrogant. That's an appealing combination that we have not seen much of lately.
As we close in on the big fight, let's check the weather conditions, and welcome to winter in SoCal. It's overcast and cool, temperature in the mid-50s. Will it be a factor? Coming up next here at the Home Depot Center, what you've all been waiting for. Vazquez-Marquez 3. Yeah, they're ready to renew one of boxing's most exciting rivalries and possibly transcend the all-action, blood-soaked Fight of the Year rematch of 7 months ago. An event that has brought out the stars, the celebrities, the VIPs, the luminaries, Marco Antonio Barrera, part of arguably the greatest boxing trilogy of all time, matched up with Eric Morales. To many, the greatest Mexican fighter of all time, Julio Cesar Chavez, El Gran Campeón. Actress Tracy Ullman of Tracy Ullman's State of the Union, right here on Showtime. Hey, Sylvester Stallone, Rocky himself, is on hand for the festivities tonight here in Carson. And the Joker, Jack Nicholson, the LA Lakers #1 fan, taking time out for boxing. Boy, that is a strong array of stars indeed here in Southern California tonight. Israel Vazquez, universally recognized as one of the best fighters in the world, so it seems almost unimaginable that he turned to boxing only because his father wouldn't let him play soccer. Vazquez, never a golden boy, and the level of his success has surprised fans and insiders alike, but here he is at age 30, a world champion for the better part of 4 years, and about to engage in a rubber match that will largely define his place in boxing history. Rafael Marquez has won world titles at 2 weights and established himself as a top 10 fighter in the pound-for-pound rankings. But the challenge he faces tonight is the most significant of what will surely be a Hall of Fame career. For the 3rd time in 12 months, he'll face fellow Mexican Vazquez. Marquez, keenly aware of the enormous stakes, the super bantamweight title, personal and national pride, revenge, and a place among the all-time greats of the lighter weights. Al?
Well, thank you, Steve. You know, with all the fury and passion that Rafael Marquez and Israel Vazquez showed in their first 2 fights, the outcomes of those matches turned very much on strategy and technique. The templates of defeat and victory in those matches leads us to fight number 3. The severe nose injury Israel Vazquez suffered in the first fight was not the only reason for his loss. It was simply the end result of strategic decisions made by both combatants. There were several components to Marquez's game plan that led to this victory. First, he would frequently stick and move to prevent being hit by the devastating left hook of Vazquez. Second, Marquez's use of the right hand made it nearly impossible for Vazquez to even set up that powerful left hook. And finally, Marquez's effective jab kept Vazquez on the outside and out of his element. Vazquez had hoped to make it an inside fight, but spent most of the match at a distance and unable to land his big left hook. When he was able to land it inside, it was effective enough to score a knockdown in round 3. However, these left hooks were few and far between. Finally, there was the nose. Israel Vazquez's nose was badly broken in his title match against Johnny Gonzalez, and the stinging jab of Marquez demolished it over 5 rounds.
Vazquez is hurt!
It was these strategic moves by Marquez, who in this fight was the consummate boxer-puncher, that led to his astonishing victory. Fight 2 swung differently because both men changed their strategy. From the opening bell, Vazquez came out firing jabs, moving forward in the process to get inside, which enabled him to land lefts to the body and the head. This strategy was trumpeted loud and clear by new trainer Rudy Perez.
Entrar a los lados, hijo. ¿No entendiste? Le estás haciendo daño con tus golpes.
Marquez aided and abetted this Vazquez strategy by moving less. He would square himself up and trade blow for blow with Vazquez, and that often led to bad results.
Oh, he's wobbled. Marquez is wobbled.
Marquez seldom used his jab, and Vazquez got inside. Even though Marquez did land power punches and did inflict quite a bit of damage on the inside, there was a foreboding sense of what was about to unfold in round 6. And sure enough, Vazquez worked his way inside and knocked Marquez down.
Oh, down goes Marquez!
And moments later, Vazquez, the true super bantamweight, showed us his finishing power.
Marquez pressed up against the ropes just above us. Back goes Marquez. Garcia steps in. The fight is over!
Even if Marquez thought the stoppage was a bit premature, the strategies employed dictated the outcome of this fight.
One of boxing's basic truths is great fights make great fighters. Tonight, Vazquez and Marquez should add another chapter to their already impressive legacies. Low-key old business, Rafael Marquez returning to the scene of his first fight glory. So candid about the rematch, admitting he made mistakes, insisting tonight will be dramatically different. That said, the fact that he's even here tonight, somewhat of an upset. Raised in the drug and crime infested barrios of Mexico City with his 7 siblings, his father, a pro boxer, taught them to fight in a tiny bedroom just to protect themselves. 6 years ago, Marquez was kidnapped at gunpoint, stuffed in the trunk of his car, thought his life was over, yet somehow managed to survive. Despite it all, he stubbornly refuses to leave his beloved homeland. Talk about overcoming the odds, Al.
He does inside and outside the ring as well as this crowd responds to Rafael Marquez, a big favorite here, certainly, along with Vazquez. You know, his biggest wins have come as an underdog. He beat former champ Mark Johnson in 2001. That helped him get a title shot. He was an underdog when he won the Bantamweight title against Tim Austin, and even when he fought Vazquez the first time stepping up in weight, he was a slight underdog, not a favorite tonight. He is again an underdog. He hopes history repeats itself.
And now this is why you have to love a fighter like Marquez. He says you fight so people can remember you long after you stop fighting. That speaks to a sharp awareness of history and a strong desire to please the people. What more can you ask for from a prize fighter? And the same, of course, goes for Israel Vazquez. The polite, unassuming champion Israel Vazquez looked good in the first fight, but showed he could step it up in the second from a power and technical standpoint. Was definitely the stronger of the two in the rematch, though his face bearing some of the evidence of his 2 wars with Marquez. This is a guy who grew up in a funeral home where his dad worked, came to LA from Mexico City 10 years ago, all alone, no money, took a job as a house painter, was really struggling in and out of the ring, but things turned when he met his future wife, Laura, a hairstylist. He kept going back for an unusual number of haircuts till he finally got the courage to ask her out. Today they own a hair salon together. A happy ending, Al, as Vazquez seeks a happy ending to his trilogy with Marquez.
You know, there's a lot of experience in the Vazquez corner as far as trilogies are concerned. He had 3 pits battles with Oscar Larios, winning 2 of them. His trainer, Rudy Perez, handled Marco Antonio Barrera, who of course is on hand tonight in his 3 fights with Eric Morales, and that's perhaps the greatest boxing trilogy of all time. Perez says he feels going through that really has made him better prepared to handle this assignment with Vazquez. We'll see.
Vazquez looking very loose. He said the rematch had to do with revenge. Tonight is about proving his superiority to Marquez, and he says he'll win this one even more impressively. We'll find out in a moment if they can match or surpass their 2 previous fights. Let's check the numbers as we go to the tail of the tape. Marquez turns 33 in about 3 weeks, so he's nearly 3 years older than Vazquez, and Vazquez the natural super bantamweight, yet Marquez has the slight advantages in height and reach. At yesterday's weigh-in, Vazquez right on at 122, Marquez a little bit under at 121.5, and the key unified rules for this world title affair. There's no standing 8 count, no 3 knockdown rule. The referee or doctor can stop the fight, which could be a big factor. A fighter cannot be saved by the bell in any round. If an accidental headbutt causes a fight to end within 4 rounds, it's a no decision. After 4, they go to the scorecards. And if a punch causes a cut and the injured fighter can't continue, he loses by TKO. So here at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California, getting ready for Vazquez Marquez 3 for the WBC Super Bantamweight crown. Let's get the official introductions from our ring announcer, the classy Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening to you and welcome to the Home Depot Center here in Carson, California for the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Gary Shaw Productions in association with Saquon Ringside Promotions, Golden Boy Promotions, Romanza Boxing, and Showtime. This bout coming away is sanctioned by the WBC President Jose Suleiman, Supervisor Roy Van Putten, along with the California State Athletic Commission. The executive officer is Armando Garcia. Our physicians at ringside, Dr. Paul Wallace, Dr. Perlman Hicks, and Dr. Leandro Gatus. Timekeepers at the bell also keeping count of the knockdowns, Willie Ariola and Debbie Garcia. Introducing our 3 judges scoring this bout from ringside. From Tustin, California, Max DeLuca. From Brick, New Jersey, Tom Kazmarek. And from Huntington Beach, California, Dr. James Jenkin. And now introducing our 3rd man of the ring, our referee in charge, hailing from La Mesa, California, Pat Russell. All right, fans, here we go with the 3rd installment of one of boxing's great rivalries. It's the main event of the evening, 12 rounds of boxing for the WBC Super Bantamweight Championship of the World. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Carson, California, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my left, the challenger, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks, hailing from Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico. He weighed in at a ready 121.5 pounds with a record of 37 wins and 4 losses. He has 33 wins coming by way of knockout. Currently ranked the WBC #2 contender. Tonight he is on a mission to regain his title. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the former longtime IBF Bantamweight World Champion and the former WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, introducing Rafael Marquez. And his opponent across the ring on my right, the defending champion, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with black trim, fighting out of Los Angeles, California, by way of Mexico City, Distrito Federal, Mexico. He weighed in at the super bantamweight limit of 122 pounds. As a 3-time world champion, his record stands at 42 wins, 4 losses, 32 big wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the 2-time and reigning WBC Super Bantamweight Champion of the World, introducing Israel Magnifico Vazquez. Once again, a referee in charge, Pat Russell, now to give instructions, 12 rounds of boxing schedule.
Gentlemen, this is championship of the world. You have your instructions. There's the line right there. There's the line right there. 12 rounds. Good luck. When a sweater they come out of the bell.
Fabulous.
Energy here at the Home Depot Center. Sometimes trilogies don't deliver, but most feel this fight will be at the same high level of their 2 previous epic battles, many calling this round 14. Will this be a race to see if Vazquez starts bleeding or Marquez goes down? Who's going to land the first significant punch? How will the other guy respond? Who'll make the first mistake? And will it be costly? Good jab there by Marquez, right on the nose, literally, of Vazquez.
The jab of Marquez, of course, important early in this fight, and a lot of movement from Rafael Marquez early.
The onus on Marquez to adjust. He's been dropped twice. Vazquez hasn't been down. Vazquez has solved the puzzle, so Vazquez supremely confident. Vazquez being hammered by left hands.
You know, already in this fight, it's so fascinating. Rafael Marquez landed 3 great left hooks. He had to kind of remind himself, no, don't stay here and throw anymore. Get out.
Here's a good body shot with a left hook by Marquez. Yeah, the feeling, Marquez must make this look more like fight number 1.
He's got a warrior mentality, Marquez, and he has a great will to compete. So for him, if he lands a good punch, he wants to stay there and do it.
Yeah, the feeling is instinctively he'll start to brawl once he sees blood, so to speak.
You know, Israel Vazquez has great power and can win a fight at any time, but because of that cut issue, he can't afford to have too many rounds like this where he's going to hit with those jabs. Wow, great exchange on the inside.
They're back at it again. Vazquez Marquez 3 is on. Vazquez wants to bring pressure and force Marquez into another punch fest. Good left hands by Marquez. Marquez looking sharp here at the outset. Good body shot by Marquez.
And a left hook by Vazquez that stunned Rafael Marquez. It's on.
A good uppercut by Vazquez as well in that sequence. Another uppercut by Vazquez. It is on indeed. Here we go again.
You know, Marquez is winning round one, but he's also losing round one because he got hurt already in this fight. And that may be a sign of things to come.
Left uppercut on the chin by Vazquez. So Marquez doing a great job earlier. Now Vazquez coming on here in round one. Right hand to the midsection by Marquez. The jab by Marquez. Left hook by Marquez. Vazquez upset with himself. Hard shots to the body by Marquez. Excellent first round for the challenger, Rafael Marquez.
That's the way. That's the way. Let me get some water. Some Vaseline also. You got to keep that hand up. Keep that hand up.
Even though Marquez won that round, here's the moment that's dangerous for Marquez. There's that left hook by Vazquez. Momentarily, it stunned Rafael Marquez, and he followed with those big uppercuts. Even though Marquez won the first round, this is a concern for them. See, when he's on the inside, Vazquez will crank up that hook. That is a devastating punch, and already Marquez a little stunned, but Marquez boxed well in that first round.
Round two. Both come out swinging. As you pointed out, a key to Vazquez's success, not only, of course, the left hook, but the jab. Jab his way in, and that was what he's trying to do.
You know, what round one proved to us is Rafael Marquez really has to fight a picture-perfect fight, because even if Vazquez gets a moment on the inside, he might land that big hook. By the way, this is a fairly big ring, so that helps Marquez with his movement.
20-foot ring. Good jab. Shotgun jab to the head by Rafael Marquez. Follows it up with another couple of jabs. Nice right hand by Vazquez. Not his primary punch that sent Marquez back. That was a punch that worked very well in the rematch.
Absolutely. And, you know, we think of Vazquez as a left hooker, but he's not a one-dimensional fighter. He has a good jab, good right hand, good uppercut. He does everything.
He showed his versatility, for sure, in the second fight. Good jab again by Rafael Marquez. Stiff, accurate.
Marquez is winning the battle of the jabs, but Vazquez has thrown more jabs in round two, and that's probably going to make his corner happy.
Let's see if Marquez is looking to set up the big right with that left jab. We approach the final minute of round two. The crowd chanting Vazquez.
You know, Rafael Marquez Marquez landed 2 really good left hooks, and that punch is so available to him. But he is not going to knock out Vazquez with that punch. He just hasn't been able to do it, so he has to be very careful because it puts him in harm's way to get hit with Vazquez's jab. But again, a very good tactical and well-fought round for Marquez.
Stop! Let him out.
And trilogy fights usually are more tactical as opposed to action-oriented because the two guys know each other so well. They know what's coming. They know how to block.
And yet we are seeing so many punches thrown in this fight. Nice left hook by Vazquez and a good uppercut.
Yeah, that got Marquez's attention. He has Marquez back, and then Marquez landing with a couple of beautiful jabs.
This is just great boxing. It really is. On the part of both men.
Amazing technique. Two guys so incredibly gifted. Good flurry by Marquez. And then he gets out of harm's way. And then a big right hand at the bell by Vazquez.
Okay, just got to keep going in this fight. You're looking good. You're looking good in this fight. Let's see the nose, how the nose is. Is the nose okay? Breathe through the mouth. Breathe through the mouth. There's no problem. Watch out for the right.
Vazquez landing yet another good left hook and an uppercut. In this moment, he wobbled Rafael Marquez. Now, it's interesting. You might say, why show this when Marquez had such a great round? There's a good reason, because Rafael Marquez is ahead by 2 points in this fight, but these are dangerous moments for him, and it shows you why Vazquez is so dangerous in there.
Remember, Vazquez is the stronger of the two. Marquez may want to skip to round 4. Remember, round 3, big round for Vazquez. In both fights, he dropped Marquez with a beautiful inside left hook in the original and rocked him with the same punch in the rematch.
That's absolutely true, but I'll tell you, so much discussion about the nose in Vazquez's corner. You have to wonder if he didn't say something to them at some point, and one of those jabs didn't enter the nose again. We'll see.
Yeah, he said breathe through the mouth. Round 3, of course, was round of the year in the rematch. Spectacular non-stop action. Let's see what round 3 brings here in the rubber match.
And you know, we talked about the eyes cutting of Vazquez. Miguel Diaz, a new cut man in their corner. Of course, he's a veteran cut man. Might have the most important job in this building tonight.
He takes over for Joe Chavez, still in there.
Actually, we're not in the building. We're outdoors.
You can tell by the temperature.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It is plain.
Marquez has fought exactly the right fight and is winning these rounds, but we've seen in spots how dangerous Vazquez is.
There's the jab by Vazquez, a double jab that sends Marquez back pedaling. Let's see if Vazquez gets set to unload another was powerful left hooks off the jab.
Neither of these men had ever lost a world championship fight until they faced each other.
Don't hold the head.
Which demonstrates how special this is.
Vazquez 7-1 in world title fights. Marquez 9-1. Combination there by Marquez, but warded off by Vazquez.
The volume of punches from Marquez and his accuracy are why he's winning these rounds.
And as usual, a tremendously high work rate by both.
Yeah, it's not as if Vazquez isn't throwing at him. He is. So far, no, there's redness around the left eye of Vazquez, but no cuts.
And the fight could have been stopped on cuts against Vazquez back in Hidalgo in August. Instead, he stopped Marquez in round 6. Watch out for the low blow.
Marquez very low with that left hook.
Stop at the bell.
You got to keep that hand up. And keep with that left hook. Keep working that left hook. Wash him up a little bit. Give me the Vaseline. Let me give them some Vaseline. You keep going. There's no need to go inside. No need to go inside.
Here's the left hook downstairs. It was low by Marquez. I don't think he intended it to be, and you can tell he's trying to apologize to Vazquez. He wants to go to the body. That one a little bit low. It was just under the belt line. And referee Pat Russell getting in there quickly. Surprised to hear Nacho Berenstain say throw the left hook more, even though he did tell him not to get inside. I just am a little surprised they want that punch more out of Marquez.
Well, what a relief for Marquez. He gets through round 3 without anything too eventful.
For Israel Vazquez, the trick now is to put himself in position where he can crank up those big hooks. He's had a little difficulty getting inside. Marquez has kept him outside with those jabs. There he is, working the body, Vazquez on the inside.
Vazquez digging in. Oh, good right hand, stiff right hand over the top. Back comes a left hand by Vazquez. First it was Marquez, then Vazquez. What else is new?
There's one weapon that hasn't worked as well for Marquez, and that's the straight right hand, Steve. Even though he's landed so many jabs, you'd think the right hand would follow it. It hasn't been able to.
That's pretty much his money punch. Vazquez in the red, 42-4, 32 knockouts. Marquez in the black, 37-4, 33 knockouts. Marquez again shooting the jab. Left hook to the jaw by Marquez. Not a lot of steam behind it.
Now here's where Marquez languishing on the inside, but Vazquez not really making the most of it, Steve. You know, he should really be working a little more in there if he can.
Redness over the left eye of Vazquez, who just ate a jab from Marquez. Now, Vazquez to this point, although he's landing some heavy shots, again, the heads come together. Pat Russell, the referee, getting in between. But Vazquez not looking as ferocious as he did in the second fight. There's a left hook upstairs by Marquez that stunned Israel Vazquez. Right hand, down goes Vazquez. Vazquez down for the first time in the trilogy.
5, 6, 7, 8. Okay?
He got up pretty quickly. He's got 45 seconds. Oh, back comes Vazquez, and that wobbled Marquez. Unbelievable action.
Marquez did the wrong thing, and he paid for it. He went after Vazquez.
Should have shown more patience.
And now there's blood on the left eye of Vazquez. Every storyline now comes into play.
Wow. Incredible drama here in round 4. Back comes Marquez with a right hand. A left hook by Marquez. Vazquez is in trouble. He buckled. He looks to come back, the warrior that he is. Back comes Marquez with an uppercut. Oh my goodness, what a round.
There's nothing. It was nothing. It was nothing. You're okay. You gotta stay inside, inside, and downstairs. Did you understand me? Do you understand me? Upper and inside. Upper and inside.
Well, I was the bright guy that said I didn't think Marquez could knock him down with the left hook. I was wrong. The left hook is what really started that. Then the right hand to the eye. He would land, well, it actually was a great straight right hand. So, in fact, that was the punch that did most of the damage. Then, here we'll get a left hook there that was excellent and a right hand. So, really, the right hand did do most of the damage for Marquez. But Israel Vazquez lands his own right and 2 great overhand rights. All the while, Marquez was worried about the hook. The right hand hurts him.
I think a head collision, the butt led to trouble for Israel Vazquez. He seemed kind of stunned from that point on, and he wasn't himself. Let's see how he responds here in round 5 after being down on the deck in round 4. What confidence that has to instill in the challenger, Rafael Marquez.
And you know, that was, oh, wow, tremendous combinations by Marquez. That would be a 2-point round for Marquez. Even though he got stunned momentarily, he won almost all that round and got the knockdown.
Rafael Marquez, even though Vazquez started to come back after the knockdown, has to be brimming with confidence right now.
But he's languishing on the inside, Marquez. That's really wrong. He's got to keep that distance.
That's where Vazquez wants him, and that's what they told him in the corner. You got to get on the inside. The uppercut on the inside by Vazquez. Marquez with a left hook. We'll take a look at press row. Of course it's close. Carlos Arias from the Orange County Register, Kevin Ioli, Yahoo Sports, and Steve Kim from MaxBoxing.com. It's unanimous to Marquez after 4, but close.
I don't think it's that close, to be honest. I think Marquez has won every round. I love the power of Vazquez, but Marquez has been so much more active.
Of course, the knockdown turning things around for Rafael Marquez in the 4th round. The crowd reacting to every blow.
And of course, the press row scoring unofficial. It is all the press guys or well-known boxing experts.
Good body shot by Marquez.
Now, Vazquez has done better in this round. He's gotten inside a little bit, and I think in some ways he's making the fight a little more waging it where he wants it.
Jab by Marquez. So far, the eye not a factor. The left eye for Vazquez. It's just red. Little blood around the right eye. Left hook to that area by Marquez, who's throwing the stinging jab. The jab a huge factor here tonight for Marquez. From the opening bell. There it is again, followed up by the hammering right.
Marquez could not get that right hand in very well early. Now he has really found a home for it.
Vazquez getting tagged with the right hand. What's Marquez doing?
I think he thought Pat Russell gave him some kind of direction. These are great rounds of boxing.
Right eye punch.
There's the jab again by Marquez. The crowd getting behind Marquez now. It's so back and forth with the crowd.
Very evenly divided. Nice
right hand by Vazquez. Marquez turns him around. Answers with a jab at the bell. Another terrific round.
You got to keep boxing. Box him some more. Box him some more, and when you have him, don't let him loose. You got to keep boxing. You got to keep boxing.
Israel Vazquez had his better moments in that last round. When he was on the inside, he was able to put some punches together against Marquez, and the jab helps him get in the inside. And then there will be this overhand right. It actually was a short chopping right hand on the inside, then yet another. Interestingly, the right hand of Vazquez has hurt Marquez more in this fight than the hook has, which is a little bit of a surprise.
Did you see in that sequence Marquez waving Vazquez in? That's sort of what Vazquez was doing in the rematch. So the pendulum has swung a bit here in the 3rd fight, round 6. This is where the rematch ended in favor of Israel Vazquez. Round 6. When he stopped Marquez.
And once again, this fight is demonstrating what a perfect matchup these two fighters are for each other.
They're so balanced, so evenly matched. They make for such entertainment, it is almost beyond belief. Right hand by Vazquez, but not a lot behind it.
Tell you what Israel Vazquez is doing more of now. He's punching in combination more, as Marquez did, and Marquez is languishing on the inside a little bit with them.
Marquez with the jab. These guys in splendid condition. Marquez running uphill in the mountains of Mexico to build up his endurance in case this fight goes deep.
Also lifting more weights to try to strengthen himself, because he knew that Vazquez was extremely strong in the last fight and the first fight.
You know, the jabs of Marquez are so effective in this fight. I mean, Vazquez just walking into that jab.
Vazquez trying to wear Marquez down with the body shots. Marquez not going anywhere. Nice uppercuts on the inside by Marquez, and that's where you want to throw the uppercuts. You don't want to expose yourself by throwing it from too far out.
Marquez is having a very good round.
Big right hand over the top by Vazquez, not Marquez.
Yeah, Vazquez's right hand has been a weapon in this fight, as it was in that second fight.
And Marquez using a weapon, the uppercut that was successful in the first fight for him.
Now, this distance is good for Vazquez. Marquez is fighting very well, because this is where Vazquez wants to fight when they're on the inside.
Sending Marquez back with the heavy jab. Right hand, Vazquez is coming on here. He's got Marquez on the ropes.
See, here's where Marquez won 2/3 of this round, but he got stunned again.
Vazquez gaining in confidence suddenly. The punches seem to be getting stronger. More precision on the inside by Vazquez. Vazquez in deep focus, much more than earlier. Almost like a little light went on all of a sudden with Vazquez.
Can he turn this round around? Can Vazquez do enough to win this round after Marquez was so successful over the first 2/3?
Vazquez
a low blow, maybe a point deduction.
No loss or a point, okay? No loss. You all right?
One more, and Marquez will get a point deducted. Pat Russell showing forbearance there. Ooh, another low blow by Marquez.
Yeah, he has got to be careful.
That's what you have to keep doing. The jab and the right. The jab and the right and inside. Do you understand it now? Inside. 6 and 7.
How those punches? How those cuts work? I know. I got him. I got him.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do in the next round? Double up on him.
Again, Rafael Marquez landing a left hook. Well, it was almost on the belt line, but it was just a little bit below it. Pat Russell will take a point away with another one. Rudy Perez complaining to Russell about it.
Vazquez starts the round with a right hand that clipped Marquez, side of the head. Round 7.
While there is
punches up,
there's redness around the left eye, that little cut of Vazquez, and redness on the right eye. Nothing has been open to the point where it will endanger him.
They are trading some vicious punches right now. There's the jab by Marquez.
You actually start to ask yourself when you're watching these men box, could they ever go 12 rounds and take this kind of punishment, Steve? I mean, that's really a valid question.
And how would it affect them for the rest of their careers? Halfway through, Pressrow sees it this way. Right across the board. A split decision.
I have it for Marquez by a wider margin. I have it 59-54. I gave the last round to Israel Vazquez, though.
So they've got it close for Marquez.
And Vazquez is doing a much better job here in this round. He's on the inside, he's jabbing his way in, and he is making a subtle change in this fight, but maybe an important one.
Right there, blocked by Marquez. Marquez continues to backpedal. Vazquez on the attack, on the prowl. Right hand, side of the head by Marquez. Vazquez missing with the right. Left hook to the chest by Marquez. Good series there for the challenger, Marquez in the black.
The difference in this round is Marquez's jab is not getting in. Vazquez is able to walk in behind his own jab and work on the inside.
There's a nice jab by Marquez, meanwhile.
He got back to that punch.
Both of them on their toes. They haven't lost any gash. phenomenal shape. Vazquez trying to corner Marquez.
That's where that hook can land for Vazquez, and it did. Good round for Israel Vazquez. He's doing everything right.
Vazquez so smart, cutting off the ring. Chopping jab by Marquez. Another jab by Vazquez. Marquez now going downstairs to the body. Vazquez answers with a body shot. Back comes Marquez with a combination. The right landed. Marquez on the side, a left hook on the jaw.
He thinks Vazquez is hurt.
Yes. You can see it in his eyes. There's another beautiful sledgehammer jab, a left uppercut on the inside by Marquez. Vazquez answers with a left hook, misses with a right. Oh, what a series of punches, a beautiful flurry by Marquez. The bell. Tremendous finish by Marquez.
Hear me. You're connecting when you're inside, and then you leave him. Why? Give him some water. Okay. Work the eyes. You got to keep with that right and quickly. The right and quickly.
Most of the last round,
You can't see with the right.
Vazquez got the job done. Now there's Marquez getting in and doing some terrific work with the right hand and the hook, and at the end of the round he did all this good work. Did he do enough during the course of that last minute to take the round away from Vazquez? And then you see Marquez doing more good work. The uppercut, a big weapon for him, and as a combination puncher, he's been excellent in this match. But interesting, that's a round you probably still give to Vazquez, even though Marquez did a great job in the last minute. Or do you?
And now this is significant because this is the longest this rivalry has gone. Round 8. The first one ended after 7. The second one went 6. This is round 8 scheduled for 12. Marquez, who came on very strong toward the end of round 7. And Al, there has not been one clinch that I can remember in this fight.
No, you're absolutely right. Pat Russell has not had to break them in this fight. And that's because they're so active. If you're wondering how these guys do when they go 12, Marquez is 2-0 and Vazquez is 1-1 in 12-round fights.
Pat Russell says, watch the heads. They come perilously close. They trade bombs in the center of the ring.
Well, we've got a little ways to go before it gets to 12.
Yes.
These are rough rounds to get through for both men.
Will we make it that far? A minute into round 8.
You know, I think Vazquez has won the last 2 rounds. He's changed the tempo of this fight a little bit, even though Marquez continues to do great things. Great body work by Vazquez, but some of it a little low.
In some eyes, Marquez may have stolen that last round.
He did very well in the last minute, that's for sure.
So close once again. And so exhilarating.
This fight has produced terrific moments, and then there was that 4th round.
When Vazquez tasted the canvas for the first time in this trilogy.
And it was a great give-and-take round. Good right by Vazquez. He can get that right in. It's his power punch tonight, more than the hook.
Meanwhile, it's Marquez coming on. Started by a left hook on the inside. And that's Vazquez's territory. Vazquez saying to himself, hey, that's what I'm supposed to do.
This will be a tough round to score. Both men are getting a lot done.
Marquez landing the harder punches here, in my estimation. But a big right hand by Vazquez. Right upstairs on the side of Marquez's face.
How many big shots can these fighters land and not knock the other guy
A
out?
right uppercut on the chin by Vazquez. Just when you think one has the momentum, the other guy comes back. And that has been the story throughout in this series. Vazquez backing Marquez to the ropes. Marquez gets himself out of harm's way there. Right hand by Vazquez on the jaw. Another big right hand by Vazquez. He's got to be slowing Marquez down. Or is he?
Boy, who won that round?
Yes, indeed. That's Vazquez.
Don't go to the ropes. Don't go to the ropes. You can't stay in the ropes. Give him some water.
Marquez showing wear and tear, but early in that round, Rafael Marquez landing on the inside very well. You know, we talk about Vazquez having the edge on the inside, but Marquez is a terrific inside fighter. It's just that up at super bantamweight, he can't punch with as much power. And then Vazquez throwing those two big bombs, the right and then the left hook. And one of the headlines in this story has been the Vazquez right hand. At the end of the round, did Vazquez steal this round with the flurry that he had toward the end? He may well have.
A bloodied Israel Vazquez is toweled off. He comes marching out for round 9. Again, sustained, non-stop two-way action, as in the past with these two.
Good left hook there by Marquez. You know, Miguel Diaz in the corner of Vazquez has done a good job of keeping that cut on the left eye from getting worse. God knows it's been hit enough. In the last 3 or 4 rounds, while he still used the jab effectively, Marquez has not been able to land it quite as well as he did early in the match. And that's part of the reason why Vazquez has been able to do this, get inside.
He's been slowed by many punishing shots by Vazquez, who continues to come on.
And you know, one of the things that may be a wild card is the body work Vazquez has done. He's done a little more than Marquez. It might slow down Rafael Marquez.
Again, a glance at press row. Now it's a split decision to Vazquez.
Oh, that's interesting. I have Marquez ahead in the fight by a couple of points.
The unofficial panel of press row.
But certainly Israel Vazquez has done some very, very good work in this fight. And especially in the last 3 or 4 rounds.
Unbelievable ebb and flow. Some monster punches being exchanged. They'll take freight train punches, rally.
Again, a right hand by Vazquez. He's gotten that punch in a lot in the last 4 or 5 rounds.
Marquez with the jab, which has been sort of dormant of late.
That swelling around underneath the left eye of Marquez could become a factor in the next couple of rounds. Starting to maybe affect his vision a little.
It's developing. It's getting a little wider. It could cover up the vision. Big welt under the left eye of Marquez.
For the first time, you get the feeling Marquez is kind of using a 4 corners offense, don't you, Steve?
Yep.
He's playing for time, where he's moving and not really boxing effectively.
Those hard shots from Vazquez will do that.
And remember the Johnny Gonzalez fight when Vazquez was hit and hit and hit and ultimately knocked Gonzalez out late in the fight.
That's a great illustration. Vazquez down 2 times in that fight, came back to stop Gonzalez in the 10th.
So Israel Vazquez is always dangerous.
Stop the bell.
Vazquez, if you're just joining us down in the 4th, he got hurt. A lot of leather. Marquez coming on. Vazquez stunned momentarily, but it was at the end of the round, favoring Vazquez. Jack Nicholson taking it all in. You know it's a big spectacle when he's here.
He's a big boxing fan, and guys got like this.
You have an easy fight, and you're making it difficult. Inside and hard. That's what you have to do. Straight, straight.
Really a superb round. The round was, for the most part, early dominated by Vazquez, but then Rafael Marquez got in some very, very good shots and really showed his power. And at the end of the round, hurt Vazquez, I think, more than he even thought. He knew he was hurt and didn't want to go after him quite as much as he did early, Marquez, because he was worried about getting hit. Look, there's a wobble by Vazquez, and now Marquez not wanting to rush in because he's been hurt before when he did that.
What a moment for Marquez. Meanwhile, Vazquez comes out, starts fast here.
In round 10, he was told by Rudy Perez, his trainer, "You're making it difficult on yourself." Well, let's see how he responds to that.
They want him on the inside as much as he can be there. And he's walking in now. From a tactical standpoint, this fight is where Vazquez wants it now. It's not being fought at long range as much. He's able to get in past the jab. And look, he can even push him on the ropes, Marquez.
And as you would say, and it's not really a picnic on the inside with Marquez.
It's not, because he's a very good inside fighter. But Vazquez is just a little stronger as a true super bantamweight.
And that'll tell you something about the warrior spirit of Vazquez.
Yep.
He'll eat 3 to take 1.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Stop.
To issue 1. Look out now. Little love tap on the side by Marquez. What respect.
Really
despite the fact they're knocking the crap out of each other.
Well, eloquently put.
Punches up, arriba. Let's go.
Well, we
learned that in broadcasting school.
Yes, and you did it well. You know, we talked about the mutual respect of these fighters. You can see it all through this fight as they, just as you point out, blast each other. The fierceness of this fight, sitting here, is really astonishing.
Punches up.
These are very, very difficult rounds, I think, in some respects, and that's why I think we're going to see some widely varied scores.
Nice combination.
Nice
and
right.
Stop Vazquez for the moment. But Vazquez now marching forward. Big right hand upstairs by Vazquez. Marquez stands right in there. And now this may be the first clinch. I don't remember a clinch before. There may have been one other.
And you know, in terms of...
a smacking right hand from outside by Marquez. Oh, did he deliver that one with precision.
You know, in this round, for the judges scoring it, the territory of the round has been controlled by Vazquez, but Marquez had landed some very good punches.
Go punch up.
Low blow by Marquez. Look out. He's in danger of losing
this is a tough one.
He may. This is the third warning.
1 point for the low blow.
Oh, this could be pivotal now.
One more low blow.
Marquez losing a point. Pat Russell takes it away. You hear the crowd reaction. So 30 seconds remaining in the 10th round. And these guys are throwing like it's the first.
And in fairness to Pat Russell, that was about the 4th low blow.
Absolutely.
Marquez.
Absolutely no beef with the referee.
No, none at all.
There's the jab by Vazquez. Right.
Oh, wow.
And then the uppercut. What a beautiful flurry by Marquez, who comes on. Marquez trying to take advantage, but again at the end of the round.
I'm going to say something I've never said as a boxing broadcaster. I almost don't care how they score this fight. Whatever it is, it is.
You got to keep a controlled fight going here. There has to be more control. The right, you got to keep working the right. If you hit him with the right, he can't see it. Don't be in front of him. Go lateral on him and hit him with the right. He can't see.
Rudy Perez referencing the swelling on the eye of Marquez. Now here's where Marquez, well, you know, that was a little low, but I guess because of the body of work of low blows he's done, Pat Russell took the point away. And here is the end of the round where Marquez lands some big punches and momentarily stuns Israel Vazquez, and believes he has him stunned because he goes after him with a series of punches. Rudy Perez believes, as we do, that probably Marquez isn't seeing very well out of that left eye. They want to move to the right and throw the right hand.
It's another very special night. We reach the championship rounds, round 11.
Right.
Just looked at referee Pat Russell. He looked over at us and gave us a wink. He knows he's part of a huge, huge night here. Non-stop. The throwing never ends. Vazquez moving in on Marquez, going to the body. Yeah, they're saying throw the right hand, Israel, because Marquez is blinded on that side. It couldn't be tighter along press row. Now it's a majority draw.
I have a draw in this fight myself.
Unofficial. Could we see Vazquez Marquez for or Marquez Vazquez for?
Yeah, whichever way. I don't know if they could do this again, but I'll tell you what, it's been an extraordinary performance by both men. The ebb and flow of this match is just fascinating. The right hand can get in from Vazquez. They are right. There's definitely, I think, an issue for Marquez in terms of vision out of that left eye.
And big jab there by Marquez. And it looks like a sellout crowd of about 7,000 or so here at the Home Depot Center. Different from the first fight, of course. Here at the Home Depot Center last March.
The jab of Marquez making a reemergence in this round. It was dormant for a couple.
Nice right hand on the inside, a right cross to the jaw by Vazquez. He's doing what they asked him to do. The left eye has to be troubling Marquez.
Free up those hands, free them up.
Nice right hand over the top by Vazquez.
He is able to land that clubbing right hand when he's inside and land it whenever he throws it.
Vazquez taking the instructions well, landing the right.
Good round for Israel Vazquez for the most part.
Nice right hand by Marquez there with around 30 seconds left in the 11th. Marquez didn't follow it up though. Marquez has to be slowed by this wave of punishment.
There's the jab again by Marquez, and he started the round with it and ended it with it, but in between Vazquez did some great work.
Vazquez again with a flurry on the inside. Oh, they trade toe to toe. Great finish to the 11th, and we're heading to the last round of their standing here in Carson.
When you're inside, you catch him. When you're outside and using that left hook, you can't keep the head down. You got to keep jabbing. Let's go. Don't gamble. Stay alert. There's the last round. There's the last round. This is your round. Finish this fight. Finish this fight. You'll catch him. Finish this fight now. This is the last round.
Spectacular atmosphere as these two proud warriors are saluted by this big crowd. Israel Vazquez 1-1 in 12-round fights. Marquez 2-0.
Big right hand by Vazquez to start off this round.
Will this round decide the outcome of the fight?
You know, the early rounds, the first four, were good for Marquez, some middle rounds, and then Vazquez started to really come on. So, be interesting if we go to 12 to see how this is scored. And both men feel this 12th round is necessary, and they're fighting like it is.
Vazquez has a 12th round TKO. He also has a 12th round TKO loss to Oscar Larios in 02.
And Vazquez is rocking Marquez with some punches now.
Big right hand by Vazquez. It sends Marquez back. A minute gone by in the 12th and final round.
Let out, boys, let out.
And Marquez holding on a little bit.
The left eye of Marquez closing. Vazquez coming on. Backing Marquez back. Right hand by Vazquez. A jab by Marquez. Body shots by Vazquez. A right hand by Vazquez. Midway through the final round. Vazquez stalking Marquez. Big round for Vazquez. Pushing Marquez back. A right hand by Vazquez. And Marquez holds on.
Let him go. Let him go. Let him go. Right.
Marquez is hurt. Vazquez continues to do the job.
Terrific left hook. It didn't even stop Vazquez in his tracks.
Vazquez continues to hammer away. He wants to close the show in emphatic fashion.
And remember, this decision could still go to Marquez because of those early rounds. So this a very important round for Vazquez.
There's no question he's trying to knock Marquez out. Less than 30 seconds to go.
He would have loved to have had a knockdown in this round. Maybe it'll still happen. Maybe even still a knockout.
Here's Vazquez again. 20 seconds to go. A big right hand by Vazquez. 10 seconds to go. A bloody Israel Vazquez. Marquez almost went down. Pat Russell says he did. It's a knockdown.
7, 8, come here.
Pandemonium here at the Home Depot Center. What a spectacular finish for Israel Vazquez. So who do you think won this fight?
Finally, at the end of this fight, a big cut on the eye of Vazquez.
Oh boy.
This crowd was treated, as we all were, to a very special night of boxing. Round 12 was a signature round for Israel Vazquez. He started it out very well, landed this big overhand right, and that set the tone for the rest of the round. Marquez was fatigued. He took very big punches. The swelling on his left eye clearly was a problem for him in terms of seeing the overhand right. The inside work by Vazquez, very impressive as it was during good portions of this match. And then he mixed in the left hook along with the jab. Once Vazquez gets on the inside, he's very active and very efficient with his punches. And then, it would be a knockdown and appropriately called by Pat Russell. When the ropes hold you up, it is called a knockdown. Double right hands by Vazquez, and that really, he could have called it a knockdown right there and then did get in luckily at that point. And instead of stopping the fight, as some referees might have done at that moment in panic, Pat Russell did the right thing. He called a knockdown. And that is exactly what it was supposed to be.
What a great, great fight.
It lived up to all the expectations, and you know, I said it during the match. To me, it's almost insignificant what the scores are, because the bottom line is these two men are evenly matched, fantastic fighters, but it's not insignificant to them or their fans, that's for sure.
So now this crowd eagerly awaiting the result.
And make no mistake, this could be a very diverse decision, because those early rounds 1 through 5, were really more Marquez rounds. Then the middle ones, Vazquez started coming on, but a couple close. Then, toward the end, Vazquez really controlled the action.
The judges, Tommy Kazmarek of Brick, New Jersey. Dr. James Jen Kin, Huntington Beach, California. Max DeLuca, Tustin, California.
Again, we look at what could be a very significant thing in this fight, because this made this a 10-8 round for sure. It might have been anyway, but this made it so. The double right hands. Now here's where, at that moment, you almost could have called it a knockdown. Pat Russell concentrating. He puts his right glove on the ropes, and his back is against the ropes, and he slides down, and then that extra right hand makes Pat Russell step in. Tremendous refereeing by Pat Russell. Really all through this match. He's only acted when he needed to, and twice he's had to make important decisions, and he made them the right way.
Yeah, he had tremendous control of this fight.
It wasn't a hard fight to referee in terms of watching the two fighters, but he had to make a couple of key decisions. He made them correctly, and that's important. You want to leave it in the hands of the fighters. Israel Vazquez, give him credit. Over the beginning of this fight, he was having a hard time dealing with the tactical boxing of Marquez and the jab, and you see the evidence of it on his face. He was able to turn it around.
And then after being down in the fourth, he comes back.
Yep.
Let's get the decision from our ring announcer, Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, before I read our score totals, we have all witnessed an outstanding 12 rounds of boxing. No matter who the winner is, they both deserve a round of applause. Rafael Marquez, Israel Vazquez. Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, we have a split decision. Here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Max DeLuca, scores the bout 114 to 111 in favor of Israel Vazquez. Judge at ringside, Tom Kazmarek, scores the bout 114-111 in favor of Rafael Marquez. And judge at ringside, Dr. James Jenkins, sees the bout 113 to 112 in favor of the winner and still champion Israel Magnifico Vazquez.
So the tiebreaker goes to Israel Vazquez by split decision, making it 2 in a row over Rafael Marquez. Holds on to his WBC Super Bantamweight title and continues his incredible ride. No revenge for Marquez, who falls to 37-5. Vazquez goes to 43-4.
A brilliant comeback effort by Israel Vazquez after those initial rounds were so difficult for him. That's why he ended up losing on one of the scorecards. One of the scorecards very close. So he came back in this fight.
He came back indeed. I mean, he, if my calculations are correct, would have lost if not for that 10-8 round in the 12th round.
And that's why I said that knockdown was very important for him.
All right, we're set for post-fight comments. Let's go up to the ring and Jim Gray. Jim.
All right, thank you very much, Steve, as we're up here in the ring. Congratulations to you, Israel. Rafael, please come on in. What is your feelings of this decision? Do you feel as though you won the fight?
¿Qué sientes de esta decisión? ¿Sientes que ganaste?
Claro que sí, gané. Podemos decir que por un punto, pero gané.
Yeah, of course I did, by a point, 2 points, but I did, I won. Look at his face, come on.
I don't know.
What did you feel that the referee, Pat Russell, stopped you and gave you a standing count with about 4 seconds left in the fight?
¿Qué es lo que sientes cuando el referee te detuvo la pelea para contarte la protección de 8 segundos, 4 segundos antes de para la pelea?
No me caí, de que no me caí.
I wasn't down. I don't know why he gave me the count. I wasn't down.
When you're not...
No puede ser.
No, this can be not happen. This cannot be happening. I mean, that's BS. Come on.
As we take a look, Rafael, right here toward the end of the fight, you stayed on your feet. Pat Russell did not stop the fight, but do you feel as though you just said he should not have stopped it? Your hand almost went down. You lost your balance.
No, of course, I was fine. Look, I mean, I was like holding. Yes, no me caí. I wasn't down. I wasn't down. I wasn't down. I mean, I don't know why the referee stopped the count. The count.
Also, you were assessed with a low blow in the 10th round. Did you feel as though you should have had a point taken away?
Right here. No, pues le pagué bien. No le pegué abajo.
It was a clean shot. I mean, come on. It was a clean shot.
As we take a look right here at this low blow, you had been warned on 3 or 4 occasions. Were you conscious of not taking a low blow?
Look again. It was a clean hook.
Repítala, que la repite.
Looked like it was on the belt. Please translate for us.
Yeah, it was on the belt, right on the belt. That's what he's saying.
Repítala.
You can put it again so you can see it.
This trilogy has been so great, and obviously there's tremendous disappointment right now. Would you like to fight again?
Esta trilogía ha sido un éxito. Obviamente ahorita hay desacuerdo. Querías volver a pelear otra vez.
Es un éxito todo, pero no me gustó esto.
I mean, of course, it was amazing, yes, but I didn't like this decision. Of course not.
You're a true champion. Congratulations. It's been an honor to watch, Rafael.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Israel, let's turn to you. Congratulations to you. It looks as though you've taken a tremendous beating, and you were down in the 4th round as well. Tell us, before we go to that, how are you feeling right now? Both eyes badly damaged, and it looks as though your nose is broken once again.
Me siento muy bien. Una pelea bastante dura, como se esperaba. Pero gracias a Dios creo que hice lo necesario para ganar.
Yeah, he feels fine. You know, it was a hard fight, but he did the necessary to win this fight.
Did you feel as though you might lose the decision? Were you concerned?
Sí, sí.
Say it in English.
Yes, sometimes I think that I lose the fight because sometimes he used too much the jab, but I did the work very well.
Can you understand Rafael's disappointment? Because if you were on the other end, you might feel the same way.
¿Puedes entender la decepción de parte de Rafael, ya que estaba en el otro lado y perdió?
No creo que haya excusas. La pelea, aparte de confrontación final, se llamó sin excusas y gané y siento contento.
He won. There's no excuses. He came out here to fight and he won the fight.
Let's take a look now at the 4th round. When you went down, you got knocked down. Tell us what happened.
¿Qué pasó aquí en la cuarta asalto?
Me conectó muchos buenos golpes en la quijada.
He connected a couple in the jaw. It's connected.
Un poquito, pero Rudy me estuvo regañando.
Rudy was on top of him, telling him that he shouldn't have been there.
Mucha presión.
That he put a lot of pressure. To go and look out for the knockout at the last round.
Was he concerned? Because it looked as though the headbutt really stung you. Did the headbutt bother you, and did that lead to your getting knocked down?
Mucho. Me utilizó mucho la cabeza, muchos golpes abajo. El referee le tomó mucha consideración, pero aún así creo que es un trabajo suficiente para ganar.
Yeah, he also gave me low blows besides the headbutts, and the referee really took a lot of consideration into the decision of him giving me the low blows.
How would you sum up these 3 fights? How would you describe what you've been through with Rafael, in English if you can?
Well, I did the good job. I was training very hard. My dream is come to history to the boxing, and I think that I did it.
Let's take a look now at the knockdown. Toward the end of the fight, it was not actually a knockdown, but it was a knockdown, excuse me. And then the referee stepped in. Did you feel as though right here that the referee would stop the fight?
No sé qué pasó, el referee debió haber parado la pelea, pero aún así le contó de pie, algo que nunca se miraba en un profesional.
The referee should have stopped the fight right there. He gave him a stand-up, and he didn't knock him down.
Would you like to fight him for the 4th time?
¿Cuarta vez quiere pelear?
No hay problema, yo estoy dispuesto a lo que la gente pida, y si quieren una cuarta pelea, con gusto se la doy.
There's no problem. He will give him a 4th fight.
You're going to take some time off. It's been a tremendous year. The rounds that you guys have put in, 7-6, and then the final 12 here tonight.
Trabajamos duro y creo que vamos a agradar a la gente. Fue una pelea bastante interesante.
We both worked hard, and yes, he will definitely take a little time off. And he said that if he didn't told him in the corner to step it up, he wouldn't have won to get the fight.
Pushing me every day.
Pushing you every day. Congratulations, Rudy.
Gracias.
It's been a tremendous honor to watch you fight these 3 fights, both you and Rafael. Thanks for letting us watch. All right, Steve, back to you now.
Freddie.
All right, Jim, thanks very much. Let's check out how the scoring went for Vazquez Marquez 3. First, the official judges' scorecards. Max DeLuca had Vazquez 114-111. Tommy Kazmarek had Marquez 114-111. Dr. James Jenkin, Vazquez by 1 point, 113-112.
I ended up having the fight a draw, and so that shows you that there's wide difference of opinion.
Well, the press row also had it a split decision for Vazquez, or did they? No, looks like a unanimous. 113-112. Kevin Ioli 114-111. Steve Kim 114-111 across the board for Israel Vazquez. Let's go back up to Jim Gray with the referee. Jim.
All right, Steve, here with Pat Russell. He played a critical role here tonight, did a terrific job. However, it is somewhat controversial because there was a low blow that was assessed to Rafael. Let's first deal with that. And we looked at the replay. Was it because of the repeated warnings? Because the blow itself didn't look too bad?
Well, let me say, yeah, it was with regret. This was a wonderful fight, and I hope all the boxing fans enjoyed this about as much as I did. But it was repeated, and it was there was a space in between where I warned him, and he brought it up, and then he finally nailed it. And he nailed it so low, I thought, right off that left hip. And I thought that was just, I had to take it to be fair to the other fighter.
It looked like it was on the belt right there, and you're just getting to see it here for the first time now. Do you regret that now that you see it, or do you think it's good?
No regrets.
Okay. Let's jump forward now to the end of the fight.
Correct.
With about 4 or 5 seconds left.
Correct.
You called what was a standing 10 count, I guess, or he didn't actually go down. You ruled that he needed some.
Didn't go down and go through the ropes.
Because of the ropes. He held him
exactly right.
Okay.
So that was a knockdown, and he was. I called it a knockdown, signaled as such, and I'm not so sure if we go on the replay. If you look, if maybe his glove didn't grasp, I remember that, but more importantly, I remember that he was going to go all the way to the ropes into the third row, and the ropes held him up, and that's why I called the knockdown.
Tremendous fight, tremendous job tonight. Thank you, Pat.
Thank you very much, Jim.
Appreciate it. Okay, back to you, Steve.
All right, Jim, thank you very much. And Pat Russell, who really did a splendid job here tonight. There were really 2 defining moments in this fight, don't you think?
Yeah, 2 and maybe 3 counting the other knockdown. But in this fight, there was, of course, the low blow and the point being deducted, low blows and point. And let's take a look at these moments that did help define the win in this fight at the very least, if not the way the fight was waged. First of all, we will see the knockdown of Israel Vazquez. Marquez was able to land some right hands that put him down. I think the right eye was also an issue there for Vazquez. That, of course, made an early 10-8 round for Marquez at a point in the round where he was doing very, very well. Now, that punch, it is true, did go pretty much in the belt line, but there were 3 or 4 before that that were very low, and Pat Russell had a lot of forbearance in not taking a point away. Of course, the Marquez people not happy when they look at that particular punch. I guess it was the body of work of the low blows. Now, in round 12, let me explain, folks, as Pat Russell did. The reason this is called a knockdown is when you are knocked back and the ropes hold you up, as they do right here. He's against the ropes. He would have fallen down had he been allowed to go down. His right hand grabs the ropes. His back is on the ropes. That is a correct call. His feet are out from under him. A referee cannot make a different call on that. And I would disagree with Vazquez, who said the fight should be stopped, and I would disagree with Marquez, who says it wasn't a knockdown. Pat Russell is right on that one, in my opinion. Can we ever, the interesting thing is, could we ever have a 12-round fight that's great and not have controversy?
Yeah,
it's almost impossible.
Well, I've got to ask you at this particular juncture, how would you compare this to Barrera Morales' trilogy?
Let me tell you, there are so many comparisons to be made. First of all, we have Rudy Perez, who now for the second time is on the winning side of a trilogy as he was with Marco Antonio Barrera. Secondly, when this trilogy, we're going to say ends, but it may not end, their series may not end, clearly there will be lots of people who will question the ultimate decision of this fight. It's a very close fight, and like that trilogy, people were saying, did the right man get the win in every fight? Now, of course, in our 2 previous ones, we understand how the fight ended. This one, so close it could have gone either way.
And I think it's pretty safe to say that most, if not all, of these terrific fans here at the Home Depot Center tonight wouldn't mind seeing a 4th fight.
Absolutely not. And let me add the other comparison to that trilogy. The fact is, these 2 men fought brilliantly for 3 fights. And when I said during the middle of this fight that I thought, in a way, the ending decision of this wasn't the defining moment of this, it's not. It's how well these men fought.
You just run out of adjectives. Another spectacular night here at the Home Depot Center. Let's take a look at how it officially goes in the books, all right? A defining night in the life and career of Israel Vazquez. Al, no question about that. He takes the split decision. That'll do it for another edition of Showtime Championship Boxing. We hope you enjoyed it. For Al Bernstein, Jim Gray, Karen Bryant, and our entire crew, Steve Albert saying so long from Carson, California.